Well, Black Monday now was come and gone, and boy, it was yeah, shouldn't
Appropriately
say it.
named.
It was Black
It's
Monday,
definitely
wasn't it?
Black
In the
Monday.
NFL, it's the day when coaches get fired, after bad seasons. But boy, guys in New England, Jared Mayo didn't even make it to Monday. I mean, they were still in the shivers after the game when they pulled the plug after just 1 year up there in New England.
Really didn't give him a shot. I mean, you gave him a rookie quarterback and said, hey, here's your rookie quarterback. We think he's going to be good. We're not going to give you any guys to go with him, though, and go win some games in the NFL. Not a recipe for success. And then you can him after 1 year. I don't like it. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I feels like they just went too quick and didn't give the guy a chance. And a lot of the old New England guys have rallied to his defense, and they don't understand it.
Yeah, it's basically go out and be Ben Roethlisberger or Dan Marino. It's happened twice. So it's not really that fair. And when you couple what happened with Mayo, one and done, and then you couple that with what happened with Pierce, it looks like if you're an African American coach and you don't do well in your first year, you might want to have your bags packed because you're out of there. And again, I'm not saying that's what's being done, but that's what it looks like, and it looks really, really bad.
The optics are horrible.
Yes.
Let's just call it what it is. The optics they look horrible when how rare is it that a coach gets 1 year? And to your point, in both these situations, like Brad said, your quarterback's in flux. I mean, it's Peterson out as head coach in Jacksonville. That's a little different story. I mean, you've got Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, he had injuries, but you can't do what he did there. And again, with the new stadium coming up, they're going to totally renovate their stadium again. But it's just a shame. I'm with you guys. And I haven't had time to do the research, but I would love to know how many coaches overall, when you get fired, only get 1 year. It's not very many. And so this is yeah, it's now look, the NFL has the Rooney rule they had to put in place to force teams to at least interview minority candidates. It's certainly done the job in terms of you do have more black head coaches now in the past several years than you had, 20, 30 years ago. But boy, if you only get one shot with one hand tied behind your back, that's not an even playing field either.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of coaches go Jimmy Johnson, right? 1-15, but he won a couple Super Bowls then down the road. So you got to give a guy a shot to put his things. Larry, you better do a good job on this show. That's all I'm saying.
That's right. I'm surprised they're still here after
it's
30 shows.
If Chan Gailey and Dave Campo can get 2 and 3 years respectively as head coaches, Mayo and Pierce should have been given an opportunity to do something.
Yeah. And I mean, and we're old enough to this. Our producer Tony just found that 34 coaches in the history of the NFL got only 1 year, and yet 2 of them right here in 2024. You guys all remember the names, Marion Campbell and Dan Henning. It felt like these guys were perennial sub-500 coaches, and yet they kept getting head coaching jobs back in the 70s and 80s. So I totally agree with you. Another story that we're following involves Mike's Cowboys. So the Chicago Bears, who fired their coach in season, and rightly so, it just was a terrible situation, looking for a coach. They wanted to talk to Mike McCarthy. That itself caused me to stumble and fall. Once I picked myself up and dusted myself off, I see where the Cowboys then denied that request. Fellas, help me understand it all.
Well, the Bears are a horribly run franchise, and the Cowboys are a horribly run franchise.
That explains it all.
Explains it all. We don't really need to say anything else, do we, right? I mean, the Bears want what I think is a really not a very good football coach, and the Cowboys are going to fight to keep him so they can be perennial also ran.
Well, yeah. The bottom line is Jerry can now try to package the message to Cowboy fans that Mike McCarthy is a desired commodity in the NFL. But the fact of the matter is, it doesn't matter who coaches the Dallas Cowboys if Jerry Jones is involved, because if you don't like what coach says, you just go to you just call coach mom and you call Jerry dad and you go see if dad will overrule mom. It's worthless.
Yeah. Producer Tony was saying, he's Caleb Williams, the rookie quarterback who got better as the year went on. Probably said, whew, thank God I don't get that guy. Hey, want to get your thoughts too before the top of the hour. The New York Giants holding on to their head coach, even though they had a disastrous season.
Well, I think sometimes you look at it and say they didn't have the right people in place. It's pretty clear. So they're going to draft a quarterback, and they're going to then, put him in place, and they're going to have some competent wide receivers. Obviously, Neighbor's fantastic. So they've got an idea. They've got a chance maybe to right the ship pretty quick. Give this guy an opportunity. I like that they gave him an opportunity. So that's good. By the way, can we talk about? Let's real quick. Who could be in Las Vegas? Who could replace? Who would be the hire?
I hear Jared Mayo's available.
How about prime time? Prime time.
I tell you what, that would be incredible to see Coach Prime in Las Vegas, where all the glitz and glitter, he won't even stand out from the crowd. It'll be great.
See, therefore, he's not going to take the job.
Yeah, that's true. Father and son come to the Raiders, baby.
But to your point, could you imagine Deion Sanders as a head coach of the NFL franchise in Las Vegas? I mean, there's the greatest showman ever as a head coach in college, right? Going to the NFL. I mean, and we talked before about, hey, you know what? If he does well, a year ago, before they had their slide at the end of 2023, we were saying, hey, Deion, listen, maybe some SEC schools that he may say, forget SEC. I'm going big time, baby.
Yep.
And the way they finished.
And there's more rules. There's more rules around player movement in the NFL now than there are in college. It might even be easier on his peace of mind to go and join his son. And if that ends up happening, and his son's got the weirdest thing, because some people in the draft just love him and other people don't. I've never, he could go to the Raiders. That might be interesting.
Well, they'd have a minority head coach. So check that box, right? I mean, in terms of that.
They just got rid of that.
Yeah. As long as you hire another black guy.
Oh, okay. Then it's okay. All right.
Yeah. Well, listen, we fired a black guy, but we also hired a black guy. So, I mean, what's your problem? What's the beef?
Oops, we're sorry. You're good.
We'll take you off our blank list.
Sometimes the truth is stranger than fiction, guys.
Oh my goodness. But I'm just trying to picture what that would look like. I mean, it would be, I got to tell you this much. It'd be a lot of fun. Deion, head coach of the NFL, it would be a lot of fun. And what's the one thing Deion hates about coaching? Recruiting. And that's off the table. He goes to the NFL. So, all right, stay tuned.
I just thought with his past, Urban Meyer would be a great head coach out in Las Vegas.
That's for the next conversation. We got to take a break. Top of the hour. We're back with more.